Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. How are you, my dear students? I welcome you in our virtual learning system of session 2020-21 in our final term classes, our online classes. I'm here again with your science lecture. I'm your subject teachers, and this is your lecture number 29. I hope you all have done your second term exams very good, inshallah, and waiting for your result. Don't worry, you will get your results soon. Just enjoy your studies now and enjoy the winter and be careful. Try to wear thick clothes and protect yourself from the cold winds. It's better for you to be safe, inshallah. Okay, children, let's start reading. This is your science book, as you can see on the screen. This is the front page of your science book, New Oxford Primary Science Level 3. All of you have your books. Then open it and come to the page number 26, Unit 5, the life cycle of plants. Do you know what is the life cycle? You have, I hope you have already studied about the life cycle of insects, life cycle of a butterfly, life cycle of a fish, I think in previous classes in class 1 and 2. So you must have an idea about the life cycle. Life cycle means all the living things have the life cycle, means when something grow up, then it dies, then it start again growing. This is called life cycle. It's a cycle, it's keep on going. One thing come, then another thing, then grows, then becomes in different types of things, and then dies and start growing again. This is called life cycle. Animals, plants, human beings all have their life cycles and different steps in their life cycles. Let's start reading. Plants are producers and make their own food. As you remember in our previous classes, I told you about remember the food chain? I told you about the sun, producers, consumers, then decomposers. So you remember that plants are the only producers, means plants produce food for animals and for us, for human beings. They produce food. We cannot produce food by our own. We eat the different animals and the different parts of the plants. So we are not producers, we are only consumers, that we consume our food from outside. But plants are producers. Plants make their own food inside them. Understand? So plants are producers and make their own food. They differ greatly in size, shape, and the type of environment in which they live. Like the human beings are different. They all have the same body structures, but the colors, the way of living, the way of the habits, the different things are different. Same like this, some human beings are tall, some short, some fat, some thin. So like this, the plants are also different in sizes, shapes, and according to the environment they live there. Some plants are small, some are big trees. So they are different types of plants and trees. So life cycle of a plant. We talk about the life cycle. So first of all, we are going to read the life cycle of a plant. Life cycle of a plant has 6 steps. As you can see in the picture, the first picture is number 1, the first step, the seed germinates. Again, the previous topic, remember the process of germination. The seed germinates means, just think what I told you in, I think in first term, we have the chapter of plants, about the plants, and there is the process of germination. Okay, I'll tell you again. This is the process of germination. What the seed germinate? The first step, the seed germinates. How the seed germinates? Look here. Just recall your memory and remember this. The seed, when we put the seed inside the soil, this is, you can see the ground, and this is the seed is inside the ground. The seed begins to grow. Look what happened when you put the seed. Small fingers coming out. It begins to grow, means it's alive now. Now the next step, first the root appears and begins to grow. Then it becomes bigger. Now tiny roots take in water. Here come the thread-like roots come, and they start taking water inside the soil. Then what happened? These things are happening inside the ground. Now from here, the plant starts coming out. Now look here. The shoot pushes up and begins to grow. This is called shoot. The small plant, when it comes out from the ground, it is called shoot. This is the cover of the seed. Usually it's hard. Then it breaks down and shoots coming out. Then look, it becomes bigger. The shoot grows, green leaves. Green leaves are start coming out. Understand? This is the process of germination. The first step, the seed germinates, means it all goes through this process. The seed germinates means, look, the small baby plant starts coming out. Then the second step is the plant grows. Look, after this step, it becomes, the leaves are coming out, then it starts growing. It becomes little bigger. Then on the third step, the plant flowers. When it bigger enough, it becomes bigger enough, then flowers coming out. On the third step, first step germinates, plant coming out from the ground, then it becomes grow bigger, then the plant flowers, then flowers are here. Then what happened after the plant? The fourth step is the flower produces fruit. If it's a fruit plant like apple, orange, strawberry, banana, then the fruits come from the flowers. Understand, children? First there is a flower, then it changes into the fruit. Sometimes under the flower starts, the fruits start growing. So first there is flower, then flower produces, if it's a fruit plant, then flower produces. If not, then the seed pods give the seeds. The fruit releases seeds. Then what happened? As you know, inside the fruits, you have seen the seeds. Like when you cut the apple, there are 6 or 7 seeds, brown color seeds. And if you cut the orange, there is also a seeds. In mangoes, in papaya, all fruits have seeds inside them. Then after this process, what happened? The fruit releases seeds. When you cut and you throw the seeds in the dustbin, in the trash can, or maybe sometimes you eat the fruits outside of the house and you throw the seeds on the ground, on the floor, then it goes again into the soil. Then a new life cycle begins. When the seed again goes inside the ground, a new life cycle begins. This process is not as simple as I'm telling you or as you are seeing on the picture, that in 1 second the seed germinates, another minute the plant grows, the plant flowers. No, it takes maybe the month, the whole month, or maybe the 4, 5, 6 months to complete this cycle, maybe more, not only the months, maybe an year. Year will take to complete this cycle. Plant grows, become bigger, then flowers, then fruits, then seeds come out, and again seeds go inside the ground. So it will take time. Okay, children? Okay. Understand the process, the germination process, then the growing process, then flowers, then fruits releases seeds, and then new from the seed again this process start. This is seeds. Look, when seed goes into the soil, again this process start. So that's why we call it a cycle and a life cycle, because plants are the living things. The plant starts life as a seed, as you know. It starts, look, as a seed, which germinates and grows into a plant. The fully grown plant produces flowers. The flowers produces seeds in a fruit or seed pods. If it's not a fruit plant, then there are seed pods under the flowers. You can say like this. If not like this, something different. These are called seed pods. If not the fruit plant, then the seeds are inside seed pods. Then what happened with the seed? The seeds germinates again to produce new plant. This very easy to understand the life cycle of a plant. Remember the process of germination, then growing, then flowers, fruits, seeds, new life cycle begin. Again from seeds. If there is no fruit, then seed pods have seeds. Okay, let's move forward. Now, how plants reproduce. In winter, no, I'm thinking about the winter. In order for a flower to produce fruits with seeds, the pollen from one flower has to be carried to another flower. Do you understand? In order for a flower to produce fruits with seeds, the pollen, what is pollen? Is a yellow dust which is inside the flowers. It is carried by the wind and water, or by small insects such as bees, butterflies, or by hummingbirds. Do you understand how plants reproduce? How they make fruits? By transferring the pollen. What is pollen? Pollen is a yellow dust. It's a very small dust like particles of yellow color, as you can see here. Look, this is called pollen. And what they were saying, that the pollen from one flower has to be carried to another flower. Like this, look. This is one flower, this is another flower. Then they say that sometimes it is carried by the wind, water, or by small insects, because they are of very lightweight. Sometimes when wind blowing heavily, then they start moving from one flower to another flower like this. It's cut out from here because I told you that it's very lightweight, and they move from here to here. These are yellow dust. This is called pollen. What is this? Pollen. Then they go from one flower to another. When this process done, then the plants produce flower. Sometimes look, the small birds or insects or maybe the animals, they transfer the pollen. This is pollen grains. Pollen from stamens stick to a bee, look, as it visits a flower to collect food. It comes here, then look, here is the pollen, and then it moves to the another flower. So it takes the pollen from this flower to this flower, and then this flower produces fruit. Another bee come, or maybe this bee sits here and take the pollen of this flower, take it here. Then this flower also, without transferring the pollens, the flower do not produce fruits. When the pollens are transferred, what is pollen? A yellow dust. Then the flowers produce fruit. Okay, remember this process. How plant reproduce? First, the transfer of pollen happens, then fruit grows. Understand? It transfer, because I told you it's of very lightweight. So sometimes it transfer from one flower to another flower by water, by wind, or by small insects such as bees, butterflies, or by hummingbirds. Okay, now when fruits grow, then how seeds spread? When a fruit breaks open or dries up, when you eat the fruit, you throw the seeds. Or suppose no one take the fruits out from the trees, so it dries up. Its seeds may fall into the soil when it dries, or sometimes animals eat, the seeds fall into the soil near the plant. Sometimes the seeds are carried away to places far away from the plant by wind, water, or animals. Again, the seeds. First, we talk here about the pollen, and here seeds also spread by the animals. Maybe the seed is lightweight, then by the wind, by the water, or by the different animals. As you can see here in these pictures, seeds are eaten by animals along with fruits. Then they throw the seeds here, or maybe he fly from here, and this parrot sits on another tree and throw this seeds on the soil. Then here in this place another new plant comes. Many seeds are scattered by the wind. They can be scattered by explosion. They may be buried by animals as a food storage. Sometimes animals bury the seeds inside the ground to store it for the next time. But what happens when it goes into the soil? The seed starts germinating. Water can carry seeds. Look, the fruit goes into the water, then it goes anywhere else, and then there another plant comes out. Sometimes the farmer collects and plants seeds in the soil. These are the different ways to spread the seeds. Okay, children, understand what is written here in this pink part. The four main parts of a plant. Yes, do you remember what are these parts? Flower, stem, leaf, and root. These are the four main parts. Do you remember? Look what she's asking. Okay, let's move to the next page, number 28. Now, they are saying how plants make food. As they told you that plants are the producers, they make food by their own. But what is the process by which the plant make food? How? For making food, your mother needs different thing in the kitchen to make delicious dishes for you. But how plants? Do plants have kitchen? Obviously not. They produce food inside them. Then what is the process to make fruit? This process is called photosynthesis. The name of a process of making food inside the plants is photosynthesis. Let's read. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants use sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to make food for themselves. Which things the plants need? First of all, sunlight. If plants do not have sunlight, then they cannot make food. Another important thing is water, which the plant takes inside the soil. That's why we need to water the plant when we put the seed inside the soil in a pot. Then we should water the plant and put it where the sunlight comes. And the third thing is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is present in the air, and plants take it and then make a food in its leaf. Okay, the green color in most plants comes from a chemical called chlorophyll. The green color of the leaves comes from the chemical, and from where this chemicals comes from the nutrients from the soil. And when it becomes green, that means chlorophyll inside it. During the day, during the day, chlorophyll takes energy from sunlight. What I told you, leaves make food for the plants. So the green color of the leaves has chlorophyll. Then chlorophyll takes energy from the sun. Plants use this energy to make food. Because of the chlorophyll, plants take energy from the sun and then they make food. The food is made from water, minerals, and carbon dioxide. Where is mineral? Mineral is inside. And carbon dioxide, I told you carbon dioxide is in the air. At the same time, plants also make oxygen. Remember the most important gas in the air, which is necessary for our life. Without oxygen, we cannot live. Our body needs a certain percentage of oxygen. If its percentage is down, then human beings possibly die. Sorry. At the same time, plants also make oxygen. The plants use some of this oxygen and give out what they do not need. They need carbon dioxide a lot, but oxygen in a small form. They make the oxygen and uses very small percentage and releases the other, and which is useful for the animals and human beings. Okay, and give out what they do not need. So we see that plants are very useful. They produce the oxygen that we need to stay alive. Look, oxygen we are needed to stay alive. The food made by the plant is used to make it grow. The food may be stored in the root, stem, leaves, fruits, and seeds. And this food help the plant to grow again, and also this stored food that what we eat. Remember, the root means carrot, radish, stem, sugarcane, celery. We eat the stem leaves, spinach, coriander, different leaves we eat, and the fruits, as you know, apple, orange, banana, and seeds also like peas and beans. So all these parts we eat as our food, and plants make these food and stored in them. It helps them to grow, and also it helps us to grow. We eat this food. What this process is called, the making of food, is called photosynthesis. You have to remember this name. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants uses sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to make food for themselves. And what's the new word? Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the chemical inside the green color. Because of the chlorophyll, the leaves are green, and during the day, chlorophyll takes energy from the sun. These two words are new for you, so learn the spelling and remember what is photosynthesis and what is chlorophyll. Okay, children, let's read this yellow part. It's very important to read. If plants could not turn the sun's energy into food, humans and animals would all die. As you know, that we eat the different parts of the plant to get energy. So if it is not possible for the plants to make food, to make different parts grow in them, then what happened? Then there is nothing to eat for animals and human beings. So they may die. That is because we eat all sorts of things that grow on plants, such as leaves, seeds, fruits, roots, nuts, and vegetables, which are very, very important for our health. So, plants are the most important thing in the earth for the life of animals and human beings. Okay, let's move. We have the exercise. Fill in the blanks by using these words. Let's see in the bigger. Every plant starts life as a, yes, seed. A seed dash when it begins to grow. What happened? What is that process? A seed germinates when it begins to grow into a plant. The seed is inside the plant's fruit. Seeds are spread by the three things: wind, animal, water. So it spreads by the wind, water, and animals. Plants make their own food using energy from the sun. Do this in your book right now and then write it in your notebooks also. Now, this is question number 1, and now question 2. How does photosynthesis help plants? Explain the functions of roots and leaves. How do some animals help plants? The 3 question 2, 3, 4. Here is the answer. How does photosynthesis help plants? By the help of photosynthesis process, plants make food by using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Explains the functions of roots and leaves. Roots anchor the plants, mean roots hold the plant. Anchor means to hold firmly the plant where on the ground and absorb water and nutrients from the soil. If there are no roots, then how can plant stand on the ground? Because of the roots, plant can stand on the ground. And another thing to work roots are doing that anchor the plant, and also roots absorbs water and nutrients from the soil. So roots are very important. Without the roots, plant cannot live. Okay, then what happened with the function? What leaves? Function of leaves. Leaves help the plants to produce food. As I told you, the food of the plants are made by the leaves. In the leaves, what chemical is there? Green, because of which they have the green color, the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll takes the energy from the sun. If there is no chlorophyll and it cannot take the energy from the sun, then how can it produce the food? So leaves help the plant to produce food by photosynthesis process. So both root and plants are very important for the plant. Roots, leaves. How do some animals help plants? Animals produce carbon dioxide for plants and help them in pollination. Means, as I told you, what is pollination? To grow again, to transfer the pollen. Animals help to transfer the pollen grains from one flower to another flower, and animals produce carbon dioxide. And as you know, the carbon dioxide is necessary for the plants to make a food. These are the answers of 3 questions. Write this in your notebooks with a neat and clean writing. Then what we have, question number 5, order the steps of the life cycle of a plant by numbering. As you can see on the first page, the life cycle, you have to write here the numbers, which sentence come first. The plant flowers is the first step? No. The fruit releases seeds? No. The plant grows? No. It is the second one. New life cycle begins. The flower produces fruits. What is the first step? The seed germinates. So this is number 1. Then what is number 2? This one, the plant grows. After germination, plant grows. Then what happened to plants? Uh, then number 3, the plant flowers, means the plant gives flowers. After the flowers, the flower produces fruits. Then after fruits, the fruit releases seeds. Then after the seeds, a new life cycle begins. These are the, do it in your books. 6 steps of seed germinates, plant grows, plant flowers, flower produces fruits, fruit releases seeds, and then new life cycle begin. It's very easy to understand and to remember. Okay, good. If you have any questions, then you can ask me in the Zoom meeting, live meeting. When we are on live, then you can ask whatever the problems or what are the queries you have in your mind, any question, then you can ask me, inshallah. Do your work properly, neat and clean, and concentrate on your studies because it's your final term, and inshallah, you are going to have a good result. Okay, children, that's all for today. See you in the next lecture. Have a good day.